Welcome to our podcast. This is our first podcast. I'm Ron Morgan, and this is Kathleen Carrillo.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Carrillo. I'm the artist, and we are collaborating here in Puerto Vallarta, Living Artfully.
And Living Artfully refers to the art and the real estate, an unusual combination that fits perfectly together. So therefore, we're coordinating this through our new building, and it'll be very exciting to see. The building is basically completed, and Kathleen and I will be here 90% of the time, and we'll have the gallery open nearly 7 days a week. Kathleen?
Yeah. And we have 4 floors, a floor where we are a public gallery for you to see when you come in. There's a beautiful real estate office on the 2nd floor. On the 3rd floor, it's the working studio where the magic happens for me. And then on the 4th floor, we're going to have classes, painting classes for locals who want to come and spend a day and take a beautiful painting home in one day.
And then in the meantime, between all of the art, you can come down and look at our inventory of condos, houses, real estate of all types throughout the bay.
And what a place to live. Unbelievable. We have the ocean in the front of us, we have the mountains behind us, and the river that runs through us. It is an exquisite place to live, to play, and to work.
And another thing that we must all remember is that we're living in a paradise. And most people, 90% of the people that live here for their pleasure. They are not having to live here to work. They're buying things that they enjoy, things that they are happy with, and they're buying a second home. They're buying things they really don't need, but they really want to make their lives wonderful. What do you think?
They're actually buying a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle. I think it's a magical lifestyle to be here in this exquisite macrocosm. It's an amazing place to be.
And the whole bay is growing rapidly, which makes it more vital, but it also makes it a bit controversial. But we've been fortunate enough to still keep a small community feeling, even with new construction. And again, it's a controversial issue, but I think that the systems here that run the city are going through every effort to take care of so many questions quickly. And again, we're trying to add to the pleasure of the community. What do you think?
I think, I've been here for 20 years, and I lived in the jungle when I first moved here, which is exquisite on the river. And watching this community, which was, when I first came here, it felt like a fishing village, and has grown up, but still maintained that wonderful sense of Mexico. It's not like one of those tourist destinations that completely disappear. Mexico. This feels like Mexico. It feels grown up, like a grown up from this fishing village to a beautiful community that still maintains that quality.
I met Kathleen probably 7 or 8 years ago, and I was amazed by the artwork, and went in often in her previous location. She's been in the community for nearly 20 years. I've been here for 25 years. So we've seen the city change and improve. We've also seen the growing pains. This is a much better opportunity because throughout Mexico, you've seen many cities grow improperly, perhaps, and a good example is Acapulco, Cuernavaca, incredible locations, but this has maintained its integrity through the 25 years that we've been here. Mm-hmm. So this is something that is very important to us, and we want to improve things. And we work on different committees, different groups to try to improve our living circumstances, but we also want to improve everyone's living circumstances. we don't want, we have incredible medical care here.
Oh.
We have incredible education for everyone. There are many, many, many charities in this community that are supported by both nationals and people, expatriates, people come in from different countries. We have, of course, more Canadians and Americans, but we also have Germans, and we have many nationalities coming in. With our new airport, which will be phenomenal, we're going to have an immense amount of international business, probably, that we've never had. With Vedanta bringing in Cirque du Soleil, we are again upgrading our living position for everyone. So the whole community will thrive on a better level than, I mean, the fishing village was great. I started coming here when I was in 1967 when I was in high school, and I could fly in with a driver's license. And we wouldn't tell our parents, and we would just have a great time. So now it's changed a bit. So, you know, I can still, I still have the same enjoyment I had the first time I came when I was 17 years old. And that was a few years back. So, you know, we try to keep going forward, not backward. And we try to listen to everybody's opinion and take the best parts of each opinion. What do you think?
Well, I'm incredibly excited as an artist. I have spread myself around internationally, done international fairs as an artist, and I have made the decision to pull back from all those experiences and stabilize myself in this macrocosm because they're coming to us. There's people from all over the world that are coming and purchasing properties, and they love art, and I have a built-in clientele for my artwork, which makes it wonderful without having to spread myself so thin.
And I'll interrupt. I've been here forever. And so a lot of people know my name, but I'm not a very social person. So you try to get out and you try to keep a good reputation. And the real estate business can be difficult, but fortunately we have the AMPI Association, which tries to keep people organized and honest. And so we've come so very far in the last 20 years. The AMPI organization bought the MLS Flex system about 15 years ago. When I started selling real estate here, we had a spiral notebook with the listings in it. So now we have an MLS system, and we try to, and actually the system is much more organized than in, for instance, the United States. So the foreigners of all countries should feel comfortable and safe and have a good agent and a good art dealer.
And of course, one of the things that attracted me to this community is the fact that it is a very big art community. We probably have 15, 20 galleries in the community, both in Centro and in the Romantic Zone. And it's an extraordinarily creative and cultural community that we live in.
But we need to double it.
We need to double it. And it's beginning to happen. It's attracting artists, very sophisticated artists, into the community because of what we have. As a matter of fact, yesterday I met a musician who was in touch with me and asked if I would be interested in him being a part of the gallery walk. He was magnificent. He's from Canada. He was an exquisite musician. And he's going to come and be a part of the gallery walk of the next one, which is, I believe, on the 12th
Now
or
tell us
something
about
like.
the gallery walk.
We have the Southside Shuffle, and it happens every other Friday night from 6 to 9, and there are galleries in the Romantic Zone that participate, and people can walk around, see the artwork, listen to music, go to the fine dining restaurants that we have, which are a multitude of them, and enjoy an evening here, just walking around our community. It's a fabulous pedestrian community. You don't have freeways that you have to use to get to this community. It's astonishingly small and big at the same time.
It's a community. You've got big city advantages and small city. We don't have issues with traffic, really, like in most cities of this size. And also we can walk most anywhere in this area, and then a taxi to Versailles or any of the other colonias is very, very simple and inexpensive. So this is something that we all take advantage of. And so it's the quality of life is here, and it's effortless. We want people to live in an effortless, happy manner and enjoy what they're buying, what they're doing, and how they're spending their days, whether they're 30 or whether they're 100. And we've got all of those.
Right. And the romantic zone is so charming. And I have purchased a home south of here, and it's only a couple of miles. And I've gotten so spoiled because I can raise my hand across the street and get a cab and drive into town to work. And it's a beautiful drive along the ocean the whole way. And it's like I'm in this like magic bubble that's absolutely wonderful.
So again, we're selling, it's living artfully.
Exactly.
We've combined a point where we have anything you want to put on your walls, anything you want to enjoy looking at when you get up in the morning in any sort of environment, from a condo to a beach house to a country living. So we have mountain living, so we really have every type of lifestyle available in a very small area. And again, our medical facilities surpass any country I've ever been to. And you get immediate attention from every doctor that I've dealt with in 25 years.
And they really care about you.
And they call and they see what's going on, they see how you feel, and they'll come to your house. So this is something interesting for all of us that are over 50. This is one of the first things that clients, when they're looking for a house, they want to know what are the medical facilities. And then the next, they want to know the airline connections. And we have all of that. And now we have new highways coming from Guadalajara that will reduce the trip from a 5-hour trip to about a 2.5-hour trip. So we will have more nationals, and we want everyone to take advantage of this, the expats and the nationals. As a realtor, and I grew up in the real estate business, in Texas, in New Mexico, in California. When you come to Mexico, and when I came 25 years ago, the first question is it safe? Is it safe? And I would go, safe from what? You know, this is probably the most safe environment, one of the most safe environments we could be in the world. And the questions have stopped in the last 2 or 3 years because now other countries are not as safe as Mexico.
That's right. And
Mexico has, again, an incredible cultural environment that is so totally different that it is elevating itself above many, many, many of the other neighboring countries. So this is something we need to consider. And this is also true in the art world.
Right.
You're seeing many American artists come to Mexico. What do you
And
think?
for me, as a woman in business for herself, who would, in the evenings after an art walk the streets at night, I never felt intimidated or afraid to walk in this community.
And she had her favorite street corner.
That's right. A couple of them for sure. No, it is charming. It is inviting. Of course, the culture itself is a very lighthearted culture. We love the people that are in our community.
And I, again, have been here 25 years. That was a long time ago for someone to come. I knew one person who was Linda Kennedy, who recently passed away, who was my realtor. And I thought, this is great. I don't know anybody. And then I eventually, as that company disappeared, I went to work. I just opened my own little company. But again, you have to understand the environment is conducive to a comfortable, stable, calm existence. And you can live as well, as wealthy, or you can live on a teacher's retirement income. You can live on every level in the same community. And you can live next door to different income levels, and it makes no difference.
Right.
We're not gated everywhere. We do have a few gated communities, which are great, but again, we're not isolated from one another. We see a more realistic lifestyle for everyone.
Within walking distance, you have a burger place, you have a Mexican restaurant, and you have a 5-star fine dining restaurant right across the street. So you are present to so many options and opportunities, especially within the romantic zone. It's
And
an
a great
amazing
taco stand.
A great taco stand, right? It's like everything you could possibly imagine.
What we need to remember is the demographics have changed drastically in 25 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, even 25 years ago, the LGBT community was welcomed by everyone here. And this has only grown and grown and grown to where people feel comfortable. They don't feel intimidated by anything. So this has given us a different feeling of lifestyle. If you want to walk down the street holding someone's hand, it's just totally ignored. And this is something that's very, very interesting. I was brought up in West Texas, and this is a totally different mindset than, this is a Catholic country, but everybody's treated very respectfully.
Absolutely.
And so the Mexican culture respects everybody's state of mind.
Right.
And again, therefore, the LGBT community has blossomed, and it only brings more and more and more investment and lifestyle to everyone. The nationals, the buildings we're building will employ 300 people that typically wouldn't have a job.
Right.
When we had our shutdowns in the COVID era, it was very difficult for thousands of people to maintain themselves. Fortunately, we had enough charities, and we don't have a lot of homeless people on the streets. We don't have a lot of drug issues on the streets. We don't have a lot of the same issues that American cities have on the streets. We are living in a wonderful, wonderful, again, paradise type environment.
Right. And also the other demographic that has become very evident is a much younger couples that work remotely. They are wanting to buy a place in a foreign country to live a different lifestyle than what they're having to deal with in a crowded city. And they can enjoy their time off in a tropical paradise, but still be able to work in an environment that's more
Well,
comfortable.
it's something I've seen since I've been here. Again, growing up in West Texas, one of the first people I met was Silver. This is a wealthy dowager, oil and gas, and she bought houses on the beach. And now this is a great place for a single lady to come live and retire. I've sold to school teachers, and I've sold to many divorcees and many widows that come here to live in comfort and quietness and away from their lifestyles in various cities throughout the world.
And they begin to find each other, and they become a community of their own, which is
They play
wonderful.
cards and drink.
That's right. Fall off stools. And So yes, the diversity is growing, and it's more interesting. I love being in a community that has diversity. As a matter of fact, the show that I have right now is Resilient Voices, people from all cultures and all ways of life.
Well, and we've all, if you're growing, you have issues. And in these issues, you have to understand that you may not have your trash collected properly, but we're making every effort to get this taken care of. There was a time in Old Town when I could stand on the corner where Flamingo's bar is, and in a period of 30 minutes, we could count 50 to 60 empty buses. Empty buses at 1 o'clock in the morning. This is not exaggerating, because Morgan and I stood there, and this has all been fixed. Now this has been changed or reorganized in the last 5 years. So now we have other things to tackle, and we will continue. The city has been fabulous in trying to keep the water systems working properly. And you have to understand too, the developers have become more generous before they build building and getting the proper permits to maintain those electrical systems, the water systems, and we're very, very lucky. But again, we're living in a growing community.
Hugely.
And we're going to have growing.
So fast. Our community has grown in the past 5 years.
But then again, we have wonderful people living here,
Yes.
and most of them don't expect perfection, or they're going to go to LA and live in a country club.
It's true.
You know.
For sure.
And more and more and more of the people, especially in the last 2 years, are staying. I talked to a couple I sold La Cima to. And they're staying, instead of 3 months, they're staying 6 to 9 months. And they have a home in Kansas City. But they're older, they're in their 80s, and they're probably said, you know, we're going to end up just moving to our condo and selling the house in Kansas City and letting the children come see us. Something I've found that's interesting is I just recently sold a house to a couple that have lived in Vallarta for 38 years. Now, this woman called me last week and she said, I'm in Scottsdale next to my son. And I said, okay, how are things going? And she said, I can't go to the pharmacy and get my medical. And I can't go to the doctor because I have to wait 3 to 4 weeks. She's 91 years old. She's been here so many years, so people need to think twice after being here many years that we have a panacea of existence. We can call and they'll send everything to us. And this is something so many people think when they're getting a little older, they need to go back home to the family. This is simply not the case. This is simply not the case. Think twice before you try to change your lifestyle of 30 or 40 years.
Right.
What do you think?
I think I'll be here until my last breath.
They'll have to carry me out.
That's right.
So we want to thank you. This is our first podcast, but this is just us, and we're going to have more things coming up, procedures, watching her paint, seeing how the art is produced, seeing how the real estate, how the office operates slightly. And we can answer a few real estate questions. If you have any questions, you'll have numbers to call, and I answer my WhatsApp 24 hours a day, and Kathleen also does.
I do.
So if you have questions of any kind that have to do with the community, let us know, and we'll get the answer. We've got access to everybody in town. So this is us, and thank you.
Yes, it's a pleasure. We love sharing our stories and other people's stories with you so you understand more about what this community has to offer. And we are excited to be a part of that and to share that with you.